Okay, this is just going to be a little reflection video about the last 3 to 4 weeks, or I guess the last 5 weeks or so, on my experience waking up at 3:30 and kind of what I've learned about doing so, and some kind of little life lessons. Now again, like all of these videos, not meant for anyone. I do purely just post them so it's all in one place and I can reflect on it later. And some people do find this interesting, motivational, whatever have you. Not trying to be that figure, but there you go. I guess, where do I start? The first few weeks were fucking amazing. The amount of thoughts, insights, just shit that was spinning through my mind in terms of business, in terms of life purpose, what I felt fulfilled doing, friendships, family, connections, trying to build deeper, more fulfilling, loving relationships in my life. I know that sounds all real full on, but it was pretty insane. And I don't even know where to put it. I felt fulfilled and purpose driven. And I think as a guy, that's one of the most important things in life. And it was tiring. I was working 13, 14-hour days. It was demanding. I was stressed at times, but just having that underlying drive and feeling fulfilled and purposeful just eliminated everything. And I've had this a few times in my life, and it's honestly the most amazing feeling ever. It's like you're on a natural high. You've just taken a shitload of drugs. But it's just you're living, and your energy and frequency is at that level where you're just radiating it, and people can see that you feel better, you look better, you're thinking better, and it's great. I've got my journal here that I use to journal throughout the few weeks or whatever. And what's some stuff? A lot of waking up early, big gym sessions, big study days, lots of work. A little quote here: loving the process at the moment and so grateful for all, time to fucking win. And that's how I felt the whole time. And it was great. But there came a point where that started to turn and shift. And I still am trying to figure out why that was. I think it was a multitude of reasons. But I guess this is what this video is about. It's an opportunity for me to reflect. I started recently reading this book called Reality Transurfing. And it's pretty hard to explain what it's about. It's written by a quantum physicist, I believe in Russia or something. And it's insane, first of all. I'm only halfway through. It's like a 700-page read, pretty hard read as well. But a few friends are reading it, family, and everyone's enjoying it. So if you haven't read it, give it a go. But it talks a lot about your perception of reality and how you can change your thoughts, beliefs, using intent and actions to get your desired goals in life and literally live whatever dream you want. Like, it's pretty nuts to think about. And Hugo, business partner, best mate, like, we talk about it all the time. And it seems a bit wish-washy when you first hear it. I'm very skeptical of it as well. But when you start to see it and see the results for yourself, it's insane. And that's one of the reasons why I have shit like this. Cringe as fuck, but it works. And that's another thing I've learned in this journey. You just got to own who you are and what you stand for. Don't give a fuck what other people think about you. Because at the end of the day, people only give a fuck about themselves. The same way that, for the most part, as bad as it sounds, care about myself. Of course, you care for other people and you love other people and you have healthy, happy relationships with other people, but the majority of the time, people are only thinking about themselves. So that's just another side point there. But anyway, kind of going back on, the last few weeks, how it felt, waking up early and sticking to that structured routine, it played a toll on me. I'm very eccentric type of person. Is that the right word? And then, so I get a lot of energy off people. I like being around friends, family. I love meeting new people. I love going out and doing things. And I get a lot of energy from that. It makes me feel happy. It makes me feel fulfilled. So it's tough when you're trying to balance that with going after goals and stuff that sometimes requires a lot of sacrifice on that stuff. So I think for me, that was a big challenge. I feel like over the past few years, I have been practicing at stuff like this. So I've definitely gotten better at it, but there is still so much room for improvement. I've been studying a lot of real successful people recently, reading books, documentaries, you name it. Just like understanding how successful people operate and how they think and the decisions that they make to get to that point. And some of the underlying notions from all of them is they feel fulfilled, they feel purposeful in their work, whatever that may be, sport or whatever. And they love what they're doing, and they sacrifice. I had a blank moment there. They sacrifice. Okay? And that's what it takes. And people will tell you otherwise, but it's fucking bullshit. You got to sacrifice to get big goals. Like, of course, if you don't have a big goal, then you're not going to sacrifice as much. But that's the reality of it. And still learning how to do that. I mean, it's tough. 21, there's a lot of like distractions around. But I feel like I'm getting better at it, and it's a process, and I understand that. But I think that was probably my biggest insight, is what I'm about to say now, is that I need to let go of my ego and the excess potential and the excess importance I place on things. And doing this process of the last few weeks, it made me realize how much it's holding me back. Where do I start? So this is one of the things that I've reflected on the most, and this is kind of where I feel like I'm at the moment. And this is what I wrote the other day. Feeling good. This is kind of, I'll get back to where I was at in the journey. But as of now, I'm feeling good, and I'm harnessing the power of Transurfing, which is the book that I'm reading. As I write this, I have intent and purpose with my life. I have a clear set of goals that I'm going to achieve, and I know that I'm going to achieve them. I'm confident about this, and I'm going to get it done. I create the universe, the reality that I desire, not through elevated importance or ego, nor excess potential, but rather through a streamlined energy of intent, of outer intention. So I think the big thing here is that I always place a lot of excess importance on things, which kind of stems from an ego or a sense of trying to feel validated for things that I do. And I know this is quite a deep topic for a YouTube video, but I mean, look, may as well get it out there. But yeah, I feel like I put a lot of importance on things, which is, I think, is great. But I think at the end of the day, the way reality works from reading this book and shit is that there's energy all around and everything. And eventually that balances out. So if you put elevated on importance to something, it's going to balance out in some other means in your life. And I know this is true because when I was reflecting on this while reading the book and through this process, I realized that happens in my life all the time. I mean, some great examples is in sport. I was really driven to make, the first 8 for school or whatever have you. And I put all this importance into it. But then, or winning a certain race or something. And this is just in sport. And all this elevated importance kind of resulted in me not getting the goal. Now, if that's the reason or not, I don't know. But again, I'm still trying to understand this all, so it's a bit hard for me to articulate, but get the point. Anyway, so yeah, I kind of got to a point where I was feeling drained, tired, and I had to take a step back from it for a bit. I mean, still like getting up at 5 a.m. and stuff now, but I think it's all about consistency and just showing up each and every day, making sure that I'm putting one foot forward in front of the other, and really just getting after it every single day. Not having this intense period where it's like, shit, I gotta do this. And yes, there is times in your life where you need to do that. I completely understand that, and I think this was really important, the thing I did. But I'm just thinking more holistically moving forward for myself, that I just need to knuckle down and take action and intent every single day, okay? Not just 2, 3, 4 weeks, then yeah, I'm still doing a bit here. It's like every day, just rock up, do the same thing, put in the same inputs, get great outputs, okay? And get really fucking good at that. And that's what I learned from the most successful people. They just rock up every day, same inputs, try to be 1% better each day. They don't try to be 100% better the next day. And that's what I did in this little process. I went from waking up at 5 a.m., sometimes like 8, 9 a.m., to like 3:30 every single morning. It doesn't fucking matter what happened the day before. It doesn't matter if I didn't sleep at all. It's like, I have to get up. And that's not a way to live. And I understand this was like, again, a short period of time, but I think it just exacerbates the negative consequences of that. Okay. Again, don't know where this video fucking went. Forgot half the shit I said, but that was just a little update on how everything went. And again, these videos aren't meant for anyone, but if you did enjoy it, cheers. Get after your own goals. And, when I'm successful one day, because I know I will be, if that's me being egotistical, maybe, but I just know I will. And I'm going to use these videos as a point of reflection, as a point of not measuring, but reflecting on my success. And I'm fucking keen as. Like, I'm buzzing to do that. I'm surrounded by so many friends and family that support what I do. I support what they do. Yes, there's times that people are going to fucking pay you out and do shit, but fuck them. Even if they're your best mates or whatever, like, just is what it is. So yeah, those are my key takeaways. Appreciate it.